I started an essay this morning. I woke up at like 10 today. I woke up and I was like, I'm just going to get the essay down because I was like, I didn't even know I had this essay. I didn't know I had to do this. I thought I had one thing left for this class, and they're like, oh yeah, you also have to write 2 more essays. And I was like, well, I don't know. One was due today and the other one's due Thursday. Okay.
Are they at least interesting? In like topic?
I say essay. One of them's not an essay. It's a lesson plan. I have to write a lesson plan. The one that I had to write today was an essay. It's not interesting. I've definitely had worse. It's not like a boring topic because the topic is about my philosophy on education. But which is that
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah, I'm like, don't do it. That's what I wrote. No, but it's like you actually have to do outside research for it. Like you have to find other sources to talk about it and back you up. And so I hate talking about something personal and then also having to find sources about that personal thing. You know how that goes. But yeah, I wrote it.
Sometimes those can be the most compelling papers you write, though. Because I feel like your source can be pretty... Like, your source can work and just be good enough to get credit, but you can embellish it by throwing in opinion that doesn't sound like opinion. That's what I always did in on every essay I wrote. I would find like a really not too vague, but a relatively vague source, and then I would embellish certain parts of the essay to make it fit my argument more.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, like immoral in Compass if done incorrectly, but I did it for really stupid reasons. Like the essays I would write would be like, I wrote an essay on Lord of the Rings and I tied it to like Tolkien. It was a really weird paper. I think we had to take like a devil's advocate type of stance.
I like those papers though. I love picking devil's advocate for random stuff. Things that I obviously disagree with, but just like I'm gonna just whatever,
I don't exactly remember what I wrote it on. I think I wrote it on Tolkien. I think I said that like Tolkien's philosophy on life was that it would like only work if you had like a cult mindset with a particular group of people, and then used the fact that every book he wrote, the only time that they accomplished their goals was whenever they worked together as a team with the same goal and the same mind, even when they weren't in the same room. And then I tied that in with the psychology of cults.
I like that. That's actually fairly interesting. I wrote.
My professor did not think so.
He did not like it?
No, this was in high school. I had a couple of teachers who hated me for no reason. Most of my teachers really liked me, but there were a few, like 2, both of them English teachers, who like really did not like me.
That's weird. It's the opposite for me. English teachers liked me. Everyone else hated me, except for one English teacher I had like 7th grade year that for whatever reason did not like me.
I wonder if we had the same one because mine was also in 7th grade year.
But anyways,
I won't say her name, but you'll know this from this demonstration. It was either 7th or 8th grade, but she decided that a fun activity would be we were like doing a historical text thing, and she decided that a good immersion experience was for us to draw rolls out of a hat, and you were either a Nazi security guard, or you were someone in a concentration camp, or you were a snitch in the concentration camp. And we were all supposed to be writing on these essays, but the catch was the guards got all the school supplies they needed, and everyone who was in the camps had to sit on the floor and borrow the same like 5 or 6 pieces of notebook paper and like a half broken pencil. And the snitches in the camps would report people who were stealing materials to the officers, and then there were also sympathizers who had their own desks and all their supplies, but they could sneak supplies into the camps.
The teacher I'm thinking of was definitely 8th grade year. I remember doing. Was there at one point where everybody was on on a bus? I don't remember. I just remember having a taped out area, like a square, rectangle, whatever. Everybody in there sitting in there, including me. And I don't remember any more of that activity. But
your class was like straight across the hall, and they got the same idea at the same time, and one of them was like school bus, and the other one was like concentration camp.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Everyone could agree that Hitler was basically a bus driver, if you think about it.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, man.
I apologize for all of the bus driver listeners out there.
No.
No.
Yep.
I don't.
Like we learned in 8th grade, you're basically Hitler.
Yeah. I like that you said no when I apologized. You can or cannot be sorry. I don't care, but I guess I'm not sorry because you said no.
You're not allowed to be sorry, because that means you're sorry for Hitler.
I think that's what that means. We are picking up 2 different lessons right now. Anyways, welcome back to Just Very Mundane. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Josh.
And how's everybody doing?
I've been all right. It's been a relatively busy week. Just like we've discussed, just been doing tests and note taking. That's about it.
You take notes still?
Sort of. Taking notes for a math class and a science class is weird because it's not taking notes as much as it is like forcing yourself to do example problems, and I'm really bad at it. If you go into my search history, you type in anything math related, the first thing going to come up is going to be that thing plus calculator in my search history.
That's fair. I don't know. That sucks, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I mean, but so it's like yes and no. It's like it's notes, but I never go back and look at them. So does it really count?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't think I ever really go back and look at my actual notes, if I'm being completely honest. I'll write them, when I'm in class, I write it down, and then before the test, I look over the PowerPoints that are online. I don't ever look over my actual notes. I guess I do sometimes.
I can't read my own handwriting, so that's part of the struggle. And the other thing is, like, Khan Academy exists.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll just binge watch, 3 hours of Khan Academy and not even worry about looking at my notes. The only class that I really looked at my notes in was, like, geology or...
That's fair. I looked at my geology notes. Actually, kind of like a week before the test, I would start copying down all the PowerPoints for that. But otherwise, I wouldn't really take any notes. I would take, if, the teacher said something important in class, so that's what I would write down if it wasn't on the PowerPoint or something, and then at the before a test or something, then I will. But now my geology class is all online, and I only have 1 test left, and I think
I think we're gonna know what's gonna be in Jacob's search history.
What is rock?
Rock 101.
It's I don't care about this Dwayne guy. Just give me something about the. Yeah, I hate geology so much. I feel like geology's I had a class last semester that I couldn't stand. I think it was French.
I was gonna say French.
I feel like I liked French because I liked the people and the teacher. Geology has nothing going for it. My professor isn't bad by any means. She definitely knows what she's talking about.
Is she the undergrad or postgrad student?
I don't know. She does not.
Is she young?
She's not maybe she might be in her mid 30s or early 30s young, but she's not 25 or something like that. If that's what you're wondering. She's not. She's not old, but she's not that young. I don't know. Yeah.
I was wondering if we had the same person. Mine always felt like my exams were so much harder than everything else. But then she would curve the exams in a really weird way.
Get above 100, above 100. If you get 90 or above, you get 10 points deducted.
Yeah. No, it felt like that though. I had a 99% overall on the homework. The worst grade that I got on one of the exams was an 86.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the semester, I had an 89 in the class. So I wrote an essay for extra credit to get it up to an A.
Weird. I'm not in that boat.
Which I'm frustrated on. I spent 3 hours writing a paper. It was only supposed to be 1 page. So I spent 3 hours and it was really good. And then I turned it in, emailed her, and the email stamp said 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
My grade was changed 10, 13 to an A. So either in that 2 minutes she broke down this paper and really reviewed it, or she just saw that I emailed her the paper and then just bumped me up.
She might be a really fast reader.
Yeah.
Word Girl. Did you ever watch that show?
That is a show?
Yeah, have you ever watched it?
I've never heard of this show.
Word Girl.
Word Girl.
It was on PBS. I
I
didn't watch it except a couple times. It was like a superhero that her superpower was she could read fast and knew a lot of words.
Wow.
And
she sounds like a really annoying side character.
Yeah, her sidekick was a monkey, and he couldn't speak because he was a monkey. And
PBS, always the best.
That's what the B stands for.
PBS had Bob Ross going for it, and that was it. Was that on PBS?
I think so. Yeah,
I think that was PBS.
Public broadcasting station. I'm sure Bob Ross would be there. You know, one thing I'm not happy. I certainly wasn't happy when I found this out, but I never really thought of this. I think I told you about this before. I didn't know Bob Ross died for the longest time.
He's been dead for a while.
I know. No, he died like way before I was born.
I think he's been dead since before I was alive.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought maybe I thought his stuff he just kept, and he was just old right now, and he was like still alive vibing or something.
I don't know how Bob Ross died because he's such a positive guy, but he gives off this very much I could totally see Bob Ross being like a crackhead, like a secret closet crackhead.
No, I mean,
you never get the shocking news. You're like, this celebrity died of OD, and you're like, what?
Every celebrity that I found out has died of OD, and I'm like, okay,
you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's not really. I'm looking it up. Oh yeah, he had lymphoma.
Oh, that's even worse. That's so much worse.
Yeah, it was canceled in 1994. He died in 95.
Wow.
So, yeah, but I looked it up. I thought I thought maybe he died, but it was in my lifespan, probably around 2007. That seemed like a good year for him.
Yeah.
But
1995 is
yeah, it's such a weird thought because I watched him for a while, or I would watch his videos, thinking this guy is okay, and these were just old reruns or something. He's just old, hanging out in his house, painting trees. And then I look it up and or someone tells me, I think, because I think I said something and someone's like, he's dead, right? I'm like, no, why would I?
This feels like something we spoke about at a school lunch because I remember having, I don't think I knew this till high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting outside in the little courtyard area of our high school eating, and then someone dropped the Bob Ross bomb, and then it's just devastating for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think I learned there was a time, I don't know if you were there, but our friend group had a Bob Ross watch party thing at one of our friend's house.
I remember hearing about it though.
Yeah, I thought it was at the point where you're hanging out with us.
It was, but I think it was also at the point where I was working, and I think I was probably working.
Probably.
Because that would have been later on in our.
Yeah, that was when I guess all the current people that are in a group now hung out.
I was gonna say, I think that was our senior year of high school that you guys
sure it was
had a lunch
senior
party.
So I found out senior year because I think we were doing we weren't painting. We were talking about going to paint, but we didn't have any supplies with us. And at this point, it was 10 p.m. We're not going to go out and buy stuff.
Really, that totally seems like something we would do.
I guess
10 o'clock trip to Hobby Lobby.
I think
Hobby Lobby is probably closed.
I think I just got off work because I had to get up there late because I got off at 9, and then I went there, and then everybody else was already there, and then we tried to plan it, but you know how our group is at planning things, so we didn't plan it.
Oh, great.
And then we never mentioned it again, except for maybe 1 or 2 times over text. I bet I could text everybody right now. I was like, hey, after this whole virus thing, when I have a Bob Ross paint party, no one will respond to me. That's what would happen.
No, people would respond, but they would respond with extremely old and dead memes. Or why?
Yeah, or someone would say this isn't gonna end.
And Sagar would say something like, "You can paint me any day," or something like
Sagar
that.
would flirt with me. Braden would
send a picture with his fingers in orange juice. Or
that was me. I did that. It's my favorite picture in the world because it makes everybody uncomfortable.
You were the orange juice and the straw.
What?
The straw going straight through the bottom of a drink.
Oh yeah, that one was good. No, I like the one of him grabbing the cup like this. I'll try to find a picture, maybe put.
It's horrifying.
It's basically horrifying. It was a thing I saw on Instagram a while ago. It was the worst ways, or no, it was the different ways to hold a cup. and one of them was with the hand, like the fingers inside of the drink.
4 fingers deep in some OJ.
Yeah, and then the thumb on the outside of the drink holding it. Like, I don't know, like a purse or something. I don't know the best way to describe that. And I think it's the funniest image. Just because everybody hates it and it doesn't disturb anybody. So, like, no one can get mad at me being like, why did you send that?
It disturbed me.
Different kind of disturbed. You know? But, no, that's a good image. I'll send it later sometime. I sent it a couple months ago, and I think that's too soon. Because that's I remember our group chat didn't talk for like a year, and then I sent that photo.
We haven't talked since that photo.
Yeah, and then like 3 people respond like, why? Why did you send this? And then I don't know if I texted back or not, and then that was it. We haven't talked. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all, every year or so, just send that.
You should do it once a year.
I need to find a day. Whatever day international.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, what's OJ Day? Not the murderer.
International Women's Day was the first one that came out. Orange juice. Orange color. Orange juice day. Alright, let's see. May 4th.
Wow.
It's coming up.
That's
I don't know why.
That's next month. That's also Star Wars Day.
Yeah, it's Star Wars Day. It makes sense that those would fall together, as Anakin Skywalker's favorite drink was orange juice.
Yep, exactly. It reminds me, I got to try, in Star Wars they have like the blue milk.
Vaguely.
Well, it's a thing.
I trust you.
So we went to the new Star Wars park, which was really awesome, but also kind of disappointing because it was only stuff from the Disney movie, like the new Disney movies.
Oh yeah.
Which, in my opinion, are slightly better than a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fires have some good qualities. Heat.
You're right. There is no heat from this, so it's only the bad qualities of a dumpster fire.
If you play it on a really old computer, your computer will warm up and then catch fire, maybe.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent. Anyways,
so they had a blue milk stand. So me and my dad bought some. My dad grew up with Star Wars, so he's a massive fan, and I've been a fan ever since I was born as well. And I took a swig and it was good, but I was expecting milk. Mm-hmm. And it looked like a slushy. I was like, a slushy blue milk. I was like, this is going to be weird, interesting. I guess they needed it to be a slushy because we're in Florida. It's kind of hot.
And I don't think anyone would want just milk that had blue coloring in it. I feel like people would be very upset if that was the case.
That's what we were expecting, though, because literally in the film, it looks like they pour it with some cereal type deal,
I mean,
right? Probably.
But also imagine going to a theme park and then just asking for a drink and getting milk.
But you got to think it's Disney. You got to think if they could charge $8 a glass of regular milk, they would. But it
freshly squeezed
blue milk. Ooh, don't remind me of that movie either. The Last Jedi. You actually watch Luke milk something.
Oh yeah.
For green milk. Yeah.
That's what I was referencing. I'm a huge Star Wars guy.
Yep, exactly. I knew it. I just had to clarify it for you.
Thank you for clarifying it for me and not anybody else.
But it was like a fruit smoothie. So the first sip I took, it tasted like it was sour to milk. Mm-hmm. And which I have another funny story about that. That was from this week actually. And
did you drink milk in the fridge?
No, I had a small thing of milk in my fridge, and it wasn't supposed to expire until the 22nd. And on the 22nd, I was like, I'll pour a small glass of milk with the sandwich. And it had soured the day that the label had expired. I had cereal the day before and it was fine. And the next morning, it hadn't even gotten chunky yet. And it smelled fine. But I took a big old swig and it was definitely a little bit sour. So I'm kind of done with milk for a while. But I had that same flashback moment to Disney World whenever I took this sip of a smoothie when I thought it was just sour milk. And I took a sip of it and then kind of made a shocked face. And my dad, who had already been halfway through, was like, "I know, it's a lot better than you were expecting, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It's sour milk? Is it blue?" And then my dad just was really confused. Then we got back with my family and they all tried. My dad's like, "Wow, this is so good." And I still hadn't taken another sip. And so I slowly started sipping it until I realized it wasn't sour milk and was just really sour fruit in a fruit smoothie.
Yeah.
And then it was really good.
Imagine Disney selling you soured milk I'd be like, it's blue, so it's okay.
Well, they sold me the movies too, so you don't know what to expect.
Yes, the sequels are the equivalent of
sour milk,
blue soured milk.
Yep.
Very, but better than a dumpster fire. So I'm glad we're getting a tier.
I don't know. I still like the idea that it's a dumpster fire, but without the good qualities of a dumpster fire.
Star Wars, the sequels are only good if you have an old computer.
And there are good things about them.
I like the first one. The first one.
Most of the acting was pretty good. It was just the writing was really bad. Like you had characters working on something for 30 years, and then within like 10 minutes, they all kind of.
Yeah, at least they didn't have anything played out like someone being someone else's father. That's old. The original Star Wars movies did that. I was so upset because I've seen it a million times before.
Yeah. I was talking with someone a while back who actually was like, oh, that's such an overused trope whenever they're talking about Star Wars, because they hadn't seen Star Wars, and they're like, well, that's so overused. It's so original. And I was like, no. This was the original. Like, this is the thing. This is the trope. This made the trope. And they're just like, this would have been better if I hadn't seen all these other movies, and then like list of movies that were directly inspired by Star Wars.
Like, if I haven't seen like Spaceballs,
yeah,
or that Family Guy special, or I can't think of it anymore. But
no, the one they quoted to me was Toy Story, with Zurg and Buzz.
Oh yeah. But that's a direct parody. Like,
Yeah.
That's just a joke on that.
But they hadn't seen Star Wars, How would they know?
Imagine being like Star Wars ripped off Toy Story.
Yeah.
They're basically the same movie.
Both of them were made to sell toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One was more successful than the other because I can't imagine anyone having vintage Toy Story toys, like a huge collection of them. I'm not saying
you would be surprised.
Okay, but not as many people that would have the Star Wars toys.
You're right. When I was little, though, I did, for my birthday and for Christmas, I would get a different themed Buzz Lightyear.
Do we get a what?
A different themed, Buzz Lightyear.
Do you still get them?
They are probably, no, but they are probably somewhere. I remember I had one that had, the American flag, embossed on it. I had another one that...
Obviously, yes, that's what Buzz stood for the most.
I don't know. I was little. I had no idea. What was cool.
The American flag.
Yeah.
What's America?
I knew the American flag, but it didn't cross through my mind that this is probably a weird thing to mix, like Buzz Lightyear, America.
Yeah, I mean it's not.
He's literally an alien.
Yeah, he's the only one there that isn't from America.
Woody.
Woody would have made.
See. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cowboy. That would have made so much more sense.
Yeah, but the cowboy costume design is so boring.
I mean, yeah.
I've always been one for the space people.
That's fair. I mean, I feel like between Buzz and Star Wars, it's really very clear that you like space things.
Even more, it's really, Boba Fett just took the spot of Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I was about to say, Boba Fett is a...
I have so much Boba Fett stuff.
Boba Fett's basically just a grown-up Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
They both have that suit. They, both bounty hunters. I don't really remember what Buzz did in the movies. Or,
both have, little lasers or flames that come out of their arms.
They both are not real.
Both have batteries behind them.
Yeah.
Both have a Spanish mode.
Imagine Count. No, I can't reference. Imagine did Darth Vader and the Boba Fett ever interact?
Yes.
Okay.
Very briefly.
Imagine Boba.
It was basically just Darth Vader yelling at Boba Fett. He's like, no disintegrations because Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, Spanish mode.
Spanish mode.
It's
the same way that Buzz was super overacted in the Spanish. It was you're looking at it. This is almost racist.
It was for sure a little bit of race.
Oh, Toy Story.
It's fine. He's not from.
Just for gag.
Yeah, I mean he has a skin tight headband. I mean his brain's probably hurting now.
Mm.
I don't know if you know that latex thing that he wears on his head.
Yeah,
not Boba Fett I'm talking about.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear. It's supposed to be the things that pilots used to wear that would. I forgot what the technology was, but it would be almost pressurized in a way to keep them from passing out. Or at least that's what the belief was.
That's fair. We should wear that for the podcast.
No, I would totally be down because you know what I would buy right after I had one of those like balaclava type deals.
Space helmet.
A Boba Fett helmet.
A Boba Fett helmet. Yeah.
There's one coming out in the middle of the summer. It's only like $200.
Not that bad, but you also don't have a job.
Hence the bad part.
Don't worry, I'll get all of your friends to pitch in $1.
Yeah. We're gonna have ones of dollars.
Sagar, you have $2, one from Sagar. Actually, one for me, and then Sagar's like, I don't really want to do that, so it's just me. I give you $1.
$1. Yeah, hopefully once, I don't know, because I'm taking classes over the summer as well.
That's fair.
So hopefully I can, and hopefully this whole virus thing goes over so I can actually get a job.
Yeah, that's important.
It's kind of hard to go in for a job interview when I can't shake anyone's hand. That's generally my only good quality.
I mean,
about
what I usually did was just kiss them. And that's why I didn't have a job for a while. But now I get jobs. Because I don't kiss people anymore.
It's about just...
You can't do that.
It's about how much eye contact you make while kissing them that gets you the job.
Yeah, if you blink, then
you're probably not going to get
you
the
get
job.
hired just to get fired.
Yeah.
And
if you just don't break eye contact, they'll give you their job.
Yeah, you're legally the manager.
You legally own all the employees there now.
Legally own the business. Yeah, I should tell my boss that. See what happens. There are plenty of, if you ever wanted to go back to like fast food or grocery stores, the only things that are open right now.
You have no idea how close I have been hitting to that submit button for like various fast food places, including. But yeah, you have no idea how close I've gotten, and then I was just like, no, remember how, because there is a direct correlation between my academic success and my fast food employment career.
That's fair.
When I was making money at fast food, I like dipped to getting like I got a C in high, and that was the only time I ever got a C. Was like I had a C in all B's, almost no A's, and I would sleep through my morning class, like not at home. I would literally go to class and sleep during the class, and
I would never actually pitch my job for you, but I feel like my job is a lot better than the place that you worked.
I think it was because the place that I was working at saw saw an opportunity to test something out that they hadn't been able to do in the past, and they did so, and then obviously it worked out for them. I don't think it worked out since then. From what I've heard, my friends who still work there have said that since what happened with me and a couple other employees, once we kind of all burned out and then left at the same time, they like completely changed the system because of how poorly it went for the few weeks after. Because like one guy in our staff left, and the three of us typed up 2 weeks notices because like we're like, oh gosh, he's gone, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And then I don't think I've told the story. My mom accidentally quit my job for me.
Good.
She ran into my boss outside of my work, and she had known that I had typed up a 2 weeks notice, but she didn't know that I wasn't planning on turning it in because I had like no money in my bank account. And she was like, "So how'd it go over with Josh turning in his 2 weeks?" And my manager was like, "Oh, Josh is quitting." So the next day at work, I like walked in, and he just looked me in the eyes. He's like, "I know." And then I went into the office, and he's like, "So there's nothing we can do to convince you to stay?" And I was like, I didn't want to say that. I was like, oh, I wasn't going to work for a little bit longer and then, get paid and leave. But it didn't work out, so I just gave him my 2 weeks notice, and then that was that. But then it took like 2 more weeks, and then another one of my friends left. And the last guy never left because he was a little bit older than us, so he actually needed to make some money.
Fair. That's how I am right now.
Yeah.
I hope one day I don't have to work fast food for the money. I only have to work it for fun. So
yeah, but I'm thinking about it. I really I want a job relatively soon because there's a lot of stuff I want to buy, and there's a certain thing in particular I want to start collecting. But the artist who makes them, I think that their rate is like $50.
What is it?
So it's So I'm been really into hats lately because of how like my
Like
hair's
the
been.
idea of you tried to describe just a normal hat to me.
Well, I
Like,
don't know.
I know the hat you're about to describe is probably like a little special how it's designed or something.
Well, yeah.
But you're like,
it's just like
yeah,
a
I'm just trying to
regular
collect,
baseball
like,
hat.
you know, have you ever heard of
Hats.
I'm like, what? Yeah.
Well, this person basically just like custom embroiders like albums or different works of art onto hats.
No, that's cool.
So I've thought about collecting hats with my favorite like albums and art pieces because there are a couple of art pieces I like a lot.
That's cool. That
A
sounds
couple
dope.
albums, yeah.
Are they like stupid expensive?
I don't know how much their rate is. My guess would be. I mean,
Do they have like a name or like a?
No, they don't have a store. They do it. That's another reason I'm kind of glad with it. Is it's pretty like low key. Like, I stumbled upon their online thing on accident, but they don't even have a store.
Do they have like a Instagram page?
No, they have a Reddit username, but they don't. I don't even know what it is. Their Reddit username has nothing to do with hats, but they every once in a while, I think once like 4 years ago, they posted something, and I saw it. So I've been planning to message them because I have enough money right now where I could probably get one depending on how much it is. My guess would be like the lowest I could possibly see it being would be like $35 before shipping and handling.
Yeah. I was thinking like something like this, probably like $40.
I was gonna say 40 to 45 would probably be where I would bet my money on.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, whenever I get a job, I can get one of those every once in a while because it's cheaper than my other collecting hobby, which are sneakers.
Yeah.
But it's still like music
Like
related, and
sneakers
it's
for your
very
head.
much like a me thing to wear. Because most of my clothing is music related, unless it's just like a plain black sweatshirt.
I've been really, you know, I feel like I brought this up before. I used to be really bad. I just collect a lot of things.
Everything, yeah.
Anything that I saw, I was like, I'm gonna get that.
Everything.
And I am happy with myself to say I have not bought something that wasn't like food or something that I'm wanting to use, like that has like a legitimate purpose. It's like I bought a mic, which is actually right here. I can't use it yet.
I was wondering what you had the stand out for earlier.
Oh yeah, no, I have this mic. I have the other one, a second one coming in on actually Friday.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm gonna plan on just keeping with those two for now. And then I'm planning on I've been saving up for audio interface. I sold my Switch.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh no! What about the town?
Huh? I sold it to my girlfriend.
Oh.
She's fine. She's been wanting to buy one for forever, but like everything is closed.
Yeah.
Or everything's sold out. I don't know why I say closed. I guess everything's closed too.
You know, I entered a contest to win one, so, you know, me and 61,000 other people, so.
I like those odds.
Yeah, I like them too.
Better than before.
The Switch has always been something I've really been interested in buying, but it's not something that I would play it enough to make it worth it.
That's how I would.
Like, because there's really only 2 games I'd play. It'd be probably Animal Crossing and then, like, Super Smash Bros. And I have friends who own those.
Yeah.
So
Super Smash Bros. I feel like it's better if you are playing with other people.
Exactly. And I have, out of like the 4 people outside of our roommates that I hang out with, 2 of them own it.
Or did you say our roommates? Oh, you're talking about Kenny. Kenny and Sagar.
Yeah, Kenny and Sagar.
I don't know if anyone knows that inside
I'm surprised you
joke.
haven't had Kenny on here, honestly.
What?
I'm surprised you haven't had Kenny on here, honestly.
He's just, he has weird stuff. He works all the time. Bringing home that bread.
Just bread. Like, we don't know what he does. He
makes bread professionally, but he does not
money.
sell it. What?
Just not money.
Yeah.
Just.
It's really... He actually makes money and sells it for bread. Imagine printing like hundreds of dollars just to buy like honey wheat bread.
Call Venezuela. It's an inflation joke. That one always kills.
No better joke than inflation jokes. That's what I've always said. One type of joke to always make everybody laugh.
Yeah. Economic crisis. That's a real knee slapper right there.
You know how when the prices of things go up? Comedy gold. No, but yeah, I miss Kenny. I wish him the best.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him since this whole virus thing broke out.
He might be dead. I don't know why I laughed at that. That was
Probably could be.
it's like a nervous thing. I feel so bad. I do nervous laugh, or like whenever things are uncomfortable, I laugh. Like I do like a little chuckle, and people like sometimes like look at me because people will say like a really uncomfortable joke, and or like people I work with sometimes say jokes that are way too offensive. I'm like,
I was waiting for you to start just like pointing at me. Because I do it all the time.
Well, I just don't laugh
can't,
at you.
I can't shut up. That's true. I'll say something and it'll kill with other people, and then like
the joke about the inflation.
Inflation? No. The inflation thing is definitely like it's just awkward enough to make you laugh, but not awkward enough to where you're like that was just messed up.
Yeah.
It's in that perfect little gray area where it's not quite dark humor, but it's definitely not like a funny joke either.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I thrive. It's not really funny, but it's not too messed up.
Yeah, it's a happy medium between not funny and messed up.
But it's not messed up enough to be funny. So
Yeah.
It's that gray area between funny and not funny.
At least the nice thing about that though is if it's not messed up to be funny, then you never have to risk it not being funny. Because if you ever say like an offensive joke to someone and it does not land, then they just look at you weird. They look at you different, and you can't go past that.
Yeah, I've done that before to people like strangers. I'll make a joke and they just like look at me concerned. I have an old like a friend. I've been friends with her for years, but whenever
you're talking about strangers and now you're talking about your friends.
So she was a stranger at the time, but we're really good friends now. But when she moved to our area,
she was my friend at the time, but now we're strangers.
She like didn't understand sarcasm, and I am a big. I only speak in sarcasm, really, and
I don't know if you're sarcastic or not right now. If I'm
we were playing basketball, and I missed a shot, and I was like, man, I'm gonna skin myself with a spoon, like something really outlandish. Like everyone around me knew I was joking, and
so dumb.
Yeah, right. Well, the joke is it's a spoon, so it would hurt like more. But later, she came up to me and was like, she was being really genuine, but it's hard for me to be genuine because I think it's so funny. She was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "You know that if you need to speak to someone, like you have people here." And I was like, "No." And I was like, "Oh man, this is so awkward." I was like, I was like joking. She was like, "Were you?" She's like, "It didn't really like sound like a joke." And I was like, "No, it was a joke. I'm not really gonna skin myself with a spoon." And then I didn't realize that she was there the next day. But like the next day, early in the morning, me and my guys just met up to play basketball. She wasn't there at first, I guess, but I think she was dropping off her brother or something who plays with us. Mm-hmm. And I missed like the easiest shot of my life. I was like, I'm gonna cut down the net, and I thought it was like just guys, so I was like yelling and getting really into it. I was like, I'm gonna cut down the net and hang myself on it. I was playing with a lot of older guys, so it was like guys who were like going into college, and I had known them for years, so they were laughing because I've yelled at before because it's just like I like yelling things that make me laugh whenever I'm mad at myself whenever I'm playing a game, because it makes me realize that it's like a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, she heard that one too, and then like the next day she was like, you know, you really got to work on this whole yelling things while playing sports. She's like, it's a little bit messed up. And since she told that to me, I have not improved at all. No. But at least we're good friends now.
That's good. I also suck at sarcasm. Like that's just, I like to think that I was okay about it, especially in high school. Had like people in our friend group, like whenever they would first kind of like start hanging out with us, my jokes aren't like, it's not like I'm saying things like I'm gonna skin myself with a spoon, you know.
Yeah.
But like the things I say they are things that I guess theoretically could be true, but the people that know me are like, well, that's not true. Like I'll just say something, I don't even have examples, but it's just I don't have a tone of voice shift. And that's my own fault, you know. I don't change my tone of voice whenever I'm being sarcastic. And people are like, I don't know if you're serious or not. I'm like, I just hope people know that I'm not serious because I am cannot change my voice. I don't have time to change my voice. So
I found myself recently intentionally not changing my tone while being sarcastic because I think it's funnier.
Yeah, no, it's so much funnier if you don't change your voice because people look at you differently.
I'm also a big believer in having inside jokes with yourself.
I do that all the time.
So I'll say something and the people around me are just kind of looking at me and I'm laughing in my head. And then I realize that they don't know, but to me it just makes it funnier.
I had an idea for right when you said the spoon thing. I was like, I want to make an image that is absolutely incomprehensible for anybody that isn't in this conversation, you know? And it's just a picture of a spoon and above it says Skinner, and that's all it is. And I want to post it everywhere, and people be like, I don't understand this, Jacob, because
that'd be such good clickbait. Skinner? Question mark.
That's the whole thing.
You'll never believe
what he's getting himself with.
It's a 2 second like bit in the conversation.
Yeah, YouTube's just like, you can't title things this. I was like, okay. Like, I'll post something or I'll say something to my friends, and it's stuff that makes absolutely no sense to anybody else. But it's like stuff that I watch like on a video or something, so it's an inside joke that I have pretty much with myself. Or like I'll make a joke or I'll come up with a joke while watching a video, usually by myself. And so I'll come up with a joke and be like, because like, especially if I'm watching like Pretty Much It, they'll make jokes and then I'll be like, I know a way to make that funnier. Yeah. So then I have this inside joke no one else will get. And I'm like, and then I tell people that story and then it's still sad for me.
And the only other person that'll get it is someone else who watches Pretty Much It alone.
Yeah. Well, it's like a joke that I add on to one of their jokes. So they wouldn't even get it. If I talked to Jacob and Eric, yeah, I don't know why. I said it out of order. That was
the most genuine look of panic and terror that I've ever seen on your face.
I kept wanting to say Ethan, and I think it's because I started their names out of order. Usually it's Eric and Jacob. And so whenever I started out of order, it's just like, I don't know the rest.
It freaks you out?
Like, Jacob, that's the end of it. There's nothing more. I want to meet them one day. Jacob has an outfit where he wears a red sweater and then he has red glasses. And I want to meet him while I'm wearing my red sweater and glasses. And that's it. I mean, if that didn't happen, then I would just want to meet him in general.
I was gonna say I thought you were about to say if that doesn't happen, I don't want to meet them.
It's either that or no.
I will not be meeting them unless I have my red sweater.
Honestly, that's like one of my little dreams, is to be on a commentary track with them. You know how happy that would make me?
I thought you were gonna say the red sweater again. The commentary track makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
One of my dreams is to have Jacob for Pretty Much It see me in my Coke sweater, my red sweater and glasses, and be like, we have the same outfit. And that's it.
You wave from across the street. That's it.
I don't even mention that I know him for Pretty Much It. I just like, dude, look at this.
I am a massive fan of your sweater.
I see you wear that sweater all the time. What do you see me wear it on? I don't know, just in general. It's a sweater.
It's on you.
What do you mean? It's a sweater. They're like, that's not what I'm asking. It's a dumb.
Oh man, that's a.
I don't think I've laughed this much on the podcast in a while. Because it's so
sweaters,
stupid.
Man.
Sweaters. Jacob's like, why are you laughing at my sweaters? It's a sweater.
Hey,
you had to be there.
Now you have a different title. Sweater.
I call it sweater, rather.
I barely know her.
Why are all your titles just one word and then a question mark? That's not good clickbait. Sweater?
No.
People are like, oh, okay. Yeah, I want to... What's a sweater? I don't know. When we watch this video...
Hat?
Let me watch this hour-long video to find out what a sweater is, and they don't tell me anything about it. Sounds good. Wonder if anyone could understand me over my laughing the whole time.
You have to go through and close caption it?
For a podcast. I put all of the words, like I caption and then I Photoshop it to be in that 1:1 like aspect ratio, like the thumbnail for the podcast.
Oh gosh!
All of the words are in there, so you have to look really closely to follow along. The whole podcast just to find.
It's like when people think they're doing that really artsy thing where they'll like take all the words in an album and then like shrink the print and like rotate it to sort of recreate the album cover, but you can read the the lyrics. Like, wow, you just spent 17 hours designing that thing for me to completely ignore it, because there's no way I'm gonna look at it deeper than, oh hey, yeah, there's some words there. Like,
the only way I would like it if it was on a sweater.
They could have typed up the Declaration of Independence, and I would not know the difference between that and the album. I've been like,
I would not know that I would not know the difference between the Declaration of Independence and the.
Wow, I didn't realize this album had so much freedom.
The lyrics of Cardi B.
Ooh, okay, I'd recognize the difference there. Be like, hold up, I'm like 2/3 through this album cover text thing, and I haven't seen one thing about date rape.
I feel like the Declaration of Independence would have that.
Yeah, date rape? No.
It's one of the 11th, the secret 11th commandment.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing. Don't do that. I don't know why. I feel like anyone listening to this podcast and would have done something like that. Me saying that's not gonna fix that.
True,
you know,
that's a good point.
I like the idea of like I was going to, but now Jacob from Just Very Mundane said no.
Yeah.
It's like basically my dad, so.
There's someone out there.
I like to think I'm a father figure to people.
We actually were going to go to the first weekend of a music festival I went to because Oliver Tree was going to be performing there. Mm-hmm. But Cardi B was also going to be performing. So even though Oliver Tree is one of our favorite artists, like collectively, that we wanted to go see, one guy in our group was like, I'm not going to that weekend because Cardi B will be there. And Cardi B's fans are going to be there. No. So we didn't go.
That's fair. Yeah, I can picture that. If I was going to a place and it had like Jake Paul and Jake Paul fans there too, I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think the thing to make clear is I don't really think it's about her music. I think her music is, I don't ever listen to it, so I don't really know what's in it. I'm sure her music is fine.
Yeah, I mean...
It's strictly the person.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Like, you could... using Bill Cosby as the example. You could be like, I'm sure he probably has some funny jokes, but why would I want to listen to those jokes when I know that he has roofied women? You know, like what's the... I couldn't find them funny then. Or really anybody. Like
he also ruined Fat Albert, which was such a funny bit until he did the whole hey 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 thing while coming out of the courtroom.
Did that happen?
Yep. He was walking out of the courtroom and he goes, hey hey hey. We're like, oh,
so annoying.
Bill.
I didn't even know. He was Fat Albert?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was he in was it just the cartoon? Yes, yeah. Did you ever watch the live action one?
I wasn't aware there was a live action one.
I want to do that for a commentary track then. Okay. I will add that to the list. We're watching that. Don't look it up.
I won't.
Don't do anything for it. I have vague memory of it.
A pure shock factor.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's...
Should I look away so I don't accidentally spoil this for myself?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at... I think the...
Is the live action Fat Albert going to be your media moment for the day?
Absolutely. Yeah, I knew it. It's the guy from SNL that's in it. He plays Fat Albert.
Oh, Keenan?
Yeah.
Dude, he is so talented. I get that he loves SNL, and he said that it's like his favorite thing to do. But man, he is so much more talented than SNL.
That's fair. SNL's
just gone downhill. Although the Brad Pitt bit that they just did, where he plays like the U.S. health advisor who's definitely gonna get fired, but hasn't yet. That was pretty good. Where he said, like in an interview, he's like, "Oh yeah, if they ever make a movie about this horror deal, I'm not." He's like, "I wouldn't agree to be in it unless Brad Pitt played me." So then they had Brad Pitt film himself being him giving an announcement. It was really good.
I mean, that's they have their highs, they have their moments, you know.
Yeah,
for sure. But that doesn't mean I was watching a video today reviewing that one Amy Schumer movie, I Feel Pretty or whatever. I don't know if you heard of it. I'm not going to watch it. I don't think it would be that good of a comedy.
I heard it got trashed just because it was Amy Schumer, but that it also deserved it because
the commentary track was like, yeah, the parts where, like the people that played like her like friends they had some funny moments where I saw myself like legitimately laughing out loud. There was a moment with the bartender. He said something about I don't need a whole podcast, and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that line next time someone keeps talking to me about something I don't care about, or like keeps talking over and over like for a long time. He's like, yeah, sure. But then there's other points where Amy Schumer is just, it's funny. It's supposed to be funny because she's chubby. That's not funny. And then she says vagina a lot.
Yeah, that's her brand of comedy.
Yeah, chubby and vagina.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really good brand. Really, and also stealing jokes. I guess that's also.
Oof. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna bring that one up, but yeah, that happens.
Why would you not? Like, it's not like she's gonna get personally offended by us
sure.
saying it. We're not the first people to say it, and we're not the last. She was like, I didn't care until Josh said something about it.
Good. Finally, my word's worth something.
Sorry to hear that. Hey, if you ever need to talk, just let me know.
Did I not inflect my voice enough there?
You did. I'm just deaf. So, way to make fun of my disability. All right.
My bad.
That reminds me. I have a little Google Doc of things I wanted to talk about. This is not the screen. This is Orange Tuesday.
Maybe as we said next week. Maybe next week.
Yeah, no, but well, it's more just stuff in general, like before the podcast closes down. Just like whenever we stop.
Okay, I was like, what?
Yeah, did you not hear? They're laying off a bunch of us.
What was that?
Oh, what was that?
I think my brain is fried. There's probably been a couple of times I've picked up on it after I've said something, but I'll say something and then realize that I forgot a word or that I didn't say the word that I was trying to say. And I think that this happened last week too. I think doing homework or taking a quiz and then immediately going to filming a podcast might not be the move for me. I should probably put off the quiz until after we do the podcast.
Exactly. We can start recording earlier before we do things.
Well, I don't do anything till late anyways, so.
I mean, it's fair. I got little sleep last night, so that's why I'm more energetic and more susceptible to laughing. So.
I went to bed at 8:30 last night.
Okay, Sauger.
Yeah, no. I was going to get on my computer, and watch a new ESPN documentary.
That sounds okay. Carry on.
And then I didn't have the login, which my dad just sent me so I can watch it. So I was like, I'll play some video games. So then I exited out and I was about to play some games, and then I messaged my friends and none of them were going to be on. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, I don't really want to. So I looked at my phone, it was 8:30, and I was like, I'll just go to bed.
I can't. There's been a couple of times, but I think we're already really tired.
Yeah, I woke up at 1 o'clock and was up till 3:30 a.m. It was just like...
Wait, you woke up at 1 a.m. or 1?
1 a.m.
Okay, and then you're up till 3:30, and then you went back to sleep and then woke up later.
Yeah, then woke up at 8.
Yeah, okay. That's fun. Really exciting. I didn't get that little sleep, but I am someone that needs a lot of sleep to be...
functional.
I wouldn't say functional, because I feel like it's definitely more entertaining whenever I don't get as much sleep. And I can definitely do things. But, it's more, I say less stupid things. And when I get good night's sleep. Not the other way around. When I get good night's sleep, I say less stupid things and I'm less irritable. So, but I don't need that. I could be angry. I'll just be angry a little bit. I don't get angry. I get passive aggressive. No, but earlier I was going to say when we were talking about when I made the joke about us closing down. Did you ever watch New Girl?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Okay, I love that show, but there's one scene where two of the characters are trying to find a venue for their wedding. I'm not going to say who, just in case of someone not watching it yet. And they go to different areas, and they walk up to this warehouse with a bunch of people working on computers, like game developers or something. And they're like, "Hey, is this the place for the the wedding? Is this the wedding venue or it was a reception? That's what it was." It's like, "Hey, is this the reception venue?" And they're like, "What? What? They're closing us down, guys! They're closing us down!" And then they all try to grab their computers and run out. And so it's just really funny. But the other thing I was gonna say, I'll tell a story and then we can go to a media moment. But I was talking about So I've done stand up comedy a couple times, and not last time, but the time before that I went. There was I was making jokes about my lack of hearing, or my, like how I'm not the best at hearing.
Did you get heckled?
No, I didn't get heckled. It was far worse, and something I don't know how to explain. But I started the joke by saying, my name's Jacob or Alex. I go by either, but I am deaf, so I'll respond to neither. So right when I say that, a lady in the back, and this lady, I saw her earlier. I kind of I didn't make eye contact with her, but I noticed her earlier, and she was kind of crying, and was wearing a really fancy dress, and I was like, dang, okay. And so I was and I was with a group of, I guess I was just with 3 other people there that were watching me. Other people were there. It wasn't just them 3 and the lady. But so I go up there and I make the jokes, and then she starts smiling and kind of gets really happy right when I say that. And so I kind of quickly get to the point about how I don't know sign language, but I am learning. Because that wasn't the joke. That's not the punchline, but I don't want to say it right now. And then you could see she gets visibly upset. And after the set, I go sit back down, and people laughed. I'm just not going to brag, but it went well, okay? Tipped my beanie. The lady afterwards, I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I notice it's her. And then she signed something to me, and in sign language, she signed something to me. I don't know why that was redundant. But, and then, this is the whole time she's crying.
You have no idea what
she signs something to me and she leaves.
You have no idea.
She leaves the bar altogether, and I have no idea what she said. And I will probably never know, honestly, because I barely remember exactly what she signed to me. So and I tried looking it up, but it's hard to look up.
That would haunt me.
It does. It haunts me so much.
I would never be able to get. Anytime I close my eyes, I would replay that moment over and over in my head. It's
such an awful moment. So it took me a couple weeks to go back to go perform stand-up again. I'm like, what if I see that lady again? Why was she wearing a nice red dress and crying at a bar? And what did she sign to me? What did she say? Imagine it's like the person that heard Albert Einstein's last words, but he spoke in a different language than her. And so no one knows what his last words were. But, yeah.
That's haunting.
Yeah.
Didn't know her last words? Question mark.
Huh?
So didn't know her last words? Question mark.
Oh no. We make this podcast really sad.
Yeah, all in the last 5 minutes.
It's the rest of the podcast, every episode we upload from now, it's just really sad.
Really
that's our
morbid topics.
That's our gimmick. Everybody makes happy podcasts, but we want to make
Sawed
people cry.
what in half?
Spoon Skinner? Anyways, media moment. You have one in mind?
I haven't seen it yet, but what I have been trying to watch for the past 6 days.
Is it going to be the ESPN thing?
Yeah, it's a documentary about Michael Jordan's return to basketball and the Bulls winning some championships then. It's called The Last Dance.
You watch it and you hate it.
Yeah.
You have to the next podcast. Hey
I
guys, I'm sorry.
I go and sell all of my shoes. This sucked.
No. I can't believe I hear you today. I'm like, Josh, you okay? Josh, I take all the spoons out of the drawers. No. That's it. I mean, you don't have really much to say about it if you haven't watched it yet, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. It has a 100% rating right now. So, and it's currently airing its 5th episode. So.
Yeah, so it's like an
11-part doc, and they're each an hour long. Great.
It's like 11 hours.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Mine is I need to pull up because I don't remember the name. Oh, I have it right here. It's Rich Brian had a new single out.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
Several times. I don't want to press it because I don't. It's called Bali. Who's with that? I don't know who the person is. The other person in it. Wap Dad?
Something like that. I don't really know.
I
haven't heard of him yet.
Okay. Wap Dad 4000. So
there's a bunch of new music has came out lately. Travis Scott and Kid Cudi created a new duo called The Scotts.
That's cool. I mean,
and it was all right.
If if everybody's in quarantine and you like to make music, I feel like that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are already successful in making music have their equipment at their house, you know, or like they have a studio at their house, and so it's easy for them to do it. So I'm excited to see what else is going to come out in the next year or two, you know, while this thing dies down.
If it ever does, a lot of states are reopening next week.
Yeah, did you hear this thing about not to get political, I guess. It's not really.
Not to get political.
Did you hear that thing about Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be a test subjects.
That lady, the mayor, did not look. She looked.
My guess is that that's not exactly what she meant to say, but the way she said it kind of came off like she doesn't really care.
When she corrected herself, she just made it worse.
When she corrected herself, she made it worse. I think she was trying to play it off as like one of those like, oh yeah, I mean like yeah, like one, we get to reopen, and two, if something does go horribly wrong, it'll happen to us and not you guys, so you guys don't need to worry about it. But it came off as like, I don't care about my people, burn them.
Honestly, I don't. I have a hard time believing she was like, she's like wanting to try to take a sacrifice. Like, I don't believe it's a sacrificial kind of thing. Like she's like, my people are willing to make the sacrifice. First of all, they didn't agree.
Yeah.
And then also the whole thing about she's like, well, I guess she was asked about if small businesses, like if people have the coronavirus or like if businesses have the coronavirus, she's like, well, it's survival of the fittest, you know. If the small businesses aren't good enough to stay open, then that's their own thing, you know. It's just it's called competition.
Competition.
I don't know why I could that word. Anyways, yeah, and so I'm like, well, no, it's not really competition. If people are on their deathbeds, I feel like
they're dying.
Yeah, that's the same thing. But I wish Las Vegas the best.
This sounds get really hateful for a second. I don't.
Just told no.
No, you don't.
All right. Anything else to add?
Oh my goodness, the new Doritos Locos Taco from Taco Bell is actually insanely good.
What kind is it?
It's called Flamin' Hot. Don't be alarmed. It's not they're not collaborating with Cheetos. It's still just Doritos, and it is fantastic.
Is it actually hot?
It's weird. It's a lot spicier than I thought it was going to be, but it's not spicy. Like, biting into it, I was like, wow, this has a lot of kick to it, but it was more like flavor than it was like actual heat. Like, my nose wasn't running. I'd hope not. It doesn't have legs. But, oh gosh, that was bad. We're going to have to cut that. But it was so good.
If there was a longer pause there, I probably would have just ended the podcast right then.
It doesn't have legs. Cut.
Anyways, you actually really had a thought, so I'll let you finish
it was so good, I almost saved the cardboard sleeve it came in. Almost. I almost was like, this is almost worth collecting. And just like everything that's that good at Taco Bell, it'll be gone within a week. So I'm going back tomorrow. Tuesdays have been my Taco Bell days. Tuesdays have been my Taco Bell.
What time do you usually go?
Usually I don't leave here until like 6:30.
Okay.
Usually eat at like 7 o'clock-ish.
Okay. I mean, I work tomorrow. I'm gonna try it though.
Do you? If you want to go earlier, just let me know, and I'd be more than happy to go more than once.
Oh, I mean, I work till like 9 tomorrow, so it isn't a matter of going earlier.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a matter of going later.
Going later. Well, we all know that I don't go to bed, so I would.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's fair.
Like a 10 o'clock. Like you get back, you're done at 9, so you get back at 9:40. Say you take a shower and you wanted to go at like 10:30. I would totally be down because by then I've already finished my Taco Bell. And I'm starting to get to the point in the night when I don't have Taco Bell, but I still have like some watery Baja Blast, and that's not a good place you want to be in.
That's how you distinguish your night.
I measure it by the water content. I'm like, oh, guys, I'm down to 3 ice cubes. We're gonna have to speed this up here.
That's when you actually need to lend a hand to Josh. Not when he says something about spoons or anything like that. You just need to be like, oh, you have 3 ice cubes left?
3 ice cubes.
If you ever need to talk to someone, let me know.
No, literally, I was... this was like last year, I'm doing better now, but I was going through something and whenever I was like in Missouri, and like a couple of my friends texted me, they're like, hey, we're gonna swing by your dorm to pick you up. Do you want to go to Taco Bell? And I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm just gonna stay in tonight. And I got like 3 phone calls right away, and they're like, hey, we're coming up to your room. And I was like, what? No, like I'm gonna go to bed. They're like, no. They're like, you said no to Taco Bell. Something must be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so I went to Taco Bell that night.
Taco Bell is
Man, here's the thing. There's 2 sides. People are like, man, it's so disgusting, and they're right. And then there's like, man, I love it, and they're also right.
Yeah.
But it's just, you have to lie in that special in between kind of a group when you're like, wow, this is awful for my body. There's nothing real about what I'm eating, but you can just sit back and appreciate, man, this was like $2. And that's where I sit.
nothing better than not spending a lot of money.
And I just went off on like a 5-minute rant about Taco Bell.
I feel like every episode so far we've talked about Taco Bell at least once.
You know what? It's because we film it right whenever it hits 7, like right as it's hitting 7 o'clock.
Your body knows. Your body's
and
ready.
it's right when I'm starting to like think about eating.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised I haven't gone off on a yogurt rant yet.
I guess it should have ended before then. So
save it for next week.
Next episode's all yogurt.
All yogurt, all the time.
I got a go-gurt.